Once upon a time, the Earth was in big trouble. A huge rock from space was flying right towards us. Everyone was super scared, and all the countries of the world decided to work together. They shot many rockets up into the sky to smash the rock into pieces. And guess what? It worked. Everyone was so happy because the Earth was safe again. But there was a problem. The rockets had some icky stuff inside them that fell all over the Earth. This icky stuff made the animals change into big, scary monsters. These monsters were so scary that almost everyone disappeared. After 1 year, there were very few people left, and they had to live in secret places like caves or underground houses to stay safe. Imagine this. Before, if you saw a tiny bug, you could just squish it. But now, even a big tank might not be enough to stop one of these superbugs. In one of these secret places, a group of friends lived together. Their names were Joel, Karen, Ray, Tim, Ava, Cap, and Mavis, who was a cool robot. They were like a team, helping each other find food and stay safe from monsters. Joel wasn't the bravest of the bunch. He didn't go out fighting monsters. Instead, he was the cook and fixed radios so they could talk to other groups of survivors. One day, a monster found their hideout. Joel's friends ran out to fight it, but Joel stayed behind, watching on a screen. Suddenly, he saw one of his friends get caught by the monster. Joel knew he had to help, even though he was really scared. When he saw the monster, he was so scared he couldn't move. But just in time, another friend saved the day by defeating the monster. Sadly, they lost Connor, one of their friends, to the monster. Let's rewind time a bit. 7 years ago, Joel and his girlfriend, Amy, were just having fun. Joel wasn't good at drawing, but Amy gave him a book and pencil to practice. Suddenly they had to run away because of a monster alert. Fast forward, and Joel has become quite the artist, drawing all the monsters he's seen and figuring out how to beat them. One night, after trying really hard, he finally got in touch with Amy through the radio. He was so happy to hear her voice after so long. They talked until they suddenly got cut off. Joel's group was getting smaller, but he remembered how they all had to find a safe place when monsters attacked their city. So, Joel decided he had to see Amy again, even though she lived 85 miles away. That's really far, like walking from one city to another. His friend said, "Joel, this is a bad idea. There are scary monsters out there." But Joel, with his heart full of love, didn't listen. He set off, not even sure which way was west, but determined to find Amy. Right away, Joel had a close call with a giant frog monster that tried to eat him. Can you believe that? Just when things looked really bad, a dog came to save him. Joel and the dog, who he named Boy, became fast friends and spent the night in a minibus that used to belong to Boy's owner. The next day, Joel and Boy kept going on their big adventure. Boy saved Joel again from eating poisonous berries. It seems like Boy is not just any dog, but a hero dog. Then Joel fell into a hole, but was rescued by 2 travelers, Clyde and a young girl named Minnow. They had a boat and were traveling too. Clyde and Minnow were pretty cool. They showed Joel how to shoot and helped him trick a monster that was tracking him by using his scent. They even put Joel's clothes on a giant snail to throw the monster off their trail. That night, they camped in a cave, and Clyde asked Joel if Amy was really worth all this danger. Joel had learned a lot on his journey. He became braver and smarter about dealing with monsters, all thanks to his new friends. But eventually, they had to go separate ways. Clyde and Minnow wanted to go north to the mountains, but Joel was determined to find Amy in the west. Saying goodbye was hard, especially for Minnow, but Joel promised they'd be okay. As he walked through a swamp, a huge centipede monster attacked. It was a scary moment, and Joel remembered seeing his parents in danger a long time ago. They had told him to run and survive, just like he was trying to do now. After Joel bravely stood up to the monster, he managed to save the day by shooting it right in the head. And just like that, the monster was gone. They were safe for now. That night, because it started to rain, Joel and Boy found shelter in a house. It had been so long, 7 whole years, since Joel had felt the rain. Inside the house, Joel stumbled upon a Mavis robot. This wasn't just any robot. It was super smart, made by humans to think and learn. Joel was amazed to find Mavis still working. They had a good chat, and Mavis even helped Joel by giving some of its energy to Joel's radio. With this boost, Joel was able to reach Amy. She shared that her colony was planning to escape by boat, thanks to someone coming to their rescue. But their conversation was cut short when Mavis's battery died. Joel and Mavis spent some time looking at the rainy scene outside, pondering. Mavis wondered if Amy would see Joel's journey as a grand romantic gesture, or if she might not appreciate the risks he took. There was also the scary thought that Joel might not make it at all, facing a monster's attack at the last hurdle. As Mavis's power faded, it played a song for Joel, trying to give him some comfort before it shut down completely. The next day, Joel pressed on with his adventure. He encountered a trap set for a queen sand gobbler, a much bigger and more dangerous version of the traps he'd seen before. These creatures, blind but with keen hearing, hunted anything that made noise. Suddenly, Boy ran off, with Joel right behind him. They noticed signs of the queen sand gobbler moving beneath the ground. Joel tried to distract it by throwing a doll away from them, and the monster attacked it violently. In a panic, Joel ran until he stumbled near a river and hid with Boy up a tree, barely escaping the monster's notice. After the scary monster was gone, Boy, the brave dog, couldn't resist grabbing his favorite dress from the river, even though Joel had told him not to. Joel then used a grenade given to him by Clyde to defeat the queen sand gobbler monster. With the monster gone, Joel crossed the river to keep going on his journey. But then, Joel felt something biting him and saw a tiny creature on his skin. He was grossed out and let it go. Feeling annoyed, Joel got mad at Boy and didn't want to hear anything from him, which made Boy run away. As Joel continued alone, he started feeling dizzy and began seeing things that weren't there. He remembered Clyde's advice and ate an anti-poison fern to feel better. Finally, Joel found Amy in the forest. In his excitement, he kissed her, thinking he had reached his dream. Later, when Joel woke up in Amy's colony, he learned that he had actually kissed old Pete, one of the colony members, by mistake. Amy's group was mostly older people, and she explained that a ship captain was planning to help them find a new home. Joel met the captain, a friendly former Australian Navy officer, and talked to Amy about all he had gone through to see her. But Amy had changed. She had lost many people close to her, including her lover. Joel felt heartbroken, realizing his journey might not mean as much to Amy as he had hoped, but Amy was still kind to him. Despite his disappointment, Joel didn't want to upset the ship captain and joined their discussions at night. The captain shared his survival stories and hopes for finding a safe place across the ocean. Joel questioned why they didn't fight the monsters, but without a solid plan, they decided to stick to their original plan. Joel tried to fix a radio tower to contact his own colony but got no response. He found a map with a message from his friends, making him miss them more. Suddenly, he managed to connect with his friend's radio and shared his adventure and current situation. His friends were proud of him, but they also shared that their bunker was leaking and might not last much longer. As Joel prepared to return to his colony, he discovered that the food provided by the ship captain contained poisonous berries, the same ones Boy had warned him about before. So, Joel figured out the captain's plans were all fake. He tried to warn Amy, but everyone was having too much fun and didn't listen. Out of nowhere, Joel got knocked out. When he woke up, he found himself and the others tied up. It turns out the captain and his crew were only pretending to be nice to get what they wanted from Amy's group. They had a secret. On the beach, there was a cruise ship filled with fuel, and they controlled a giant crab monster machine to scare everyone. Joel had to fight this huge crab monster while Amy tried to deal with the captain's crew. There was a lot of chaos, and during the fight, Amy got knocked out. But then Boy, the loyal dog, showed up just in time to help Joel. The captain and his men tried to escape to the cruise ship. Meanwhile, Joel was doing his best to stop the crab monster from hurting anyone. At one point, Joel was dangling from one of the monster's legs. Amy woke up and gave Joel something to fight with, but Joel felt bad for the monster. He realized it was just being used by the captain. So instead of hurting it, Joel set it free from the captain's control. The crab monster, now free, went after the captain and his crew on the ship and took care of them for good. Everyone was safe again, thanks to Joel and his quick thinking. After everything settled down, Joel decided it was time to go back to his own colony. He left Amy a notebook full of tips on how to beat the monsters, said his goodbyes, and with all the bravery he had learned, he and Boy made it back home. Their place was pretty banged up. Joel even started working on a book to help others survive against the monsters.